just don't know when I feel utterly exhausted.
Lady Furina, I've heard that the first member... Are you crying?
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon.
So interminable. Hundreds of years must have passed by now. I never imagined. But have I reached my limit? I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act.
Furina, you don't have to shoulder this burden, although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone.
Share that's impossible. It was fated right.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you just share it with me.
A witness. Yeah, and if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage... He's right. I could confide in him, but if things don't play out as expected... No, Furina, you shouldn't be selfish. But what if... Furina, you've worked so hard. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide. If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to
Fine.
So even Furina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth. How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine?
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine.
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along.
And then I became one with the Oratries, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratries take down the God of Justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratries. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be, accumulated.
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Furina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne, if I do not misunderstand.
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign.
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the...
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possess. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original... Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human... So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist in the... In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. At this point, we, whether it be myself, Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, at last, I now understand the truth. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. You are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nervalette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Codex Nouvelette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
If you're... What just happened?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection?
But since we're all still alive and haven't been...
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment.
Wait! Didn't you say just a moment ago?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice, the root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Come with me, traveler. Find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the kingdom. I shall look for an opening to guide.
Solidify!
Illusion shut! I see everything! This one!
The all-devouring narwhal. Continue to trigger its hostility. It will present itself. granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my powers.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder.
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. It's just that he gave us the impression that she was, less...
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is that, all in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have...
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation, so what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master.
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
Huh?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then? Or Gold Rhindaughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhindaughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhindaughter. They are both pursuing some form of
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has already...
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Let's initiate emergency rescue! Hurry!
Hey, lend a hand!
Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
We're saved.
The prophecy was wrong.
The soil renewed. The Furina di Rasula tax post-disaster old soil can skyship the various disputes. People always call. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really curious?
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The steam, the value for these big scoop. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying
Paimon's curious.
and that's exactly.
Are you sure?
Oh, this time will be different. Navia! Oh, it's you.
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snezhevich. Our residents are hard at work as well.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially but if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feed?
That would be fine.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the...
Huh?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Furina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision-makers.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like.
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than...
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a...
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather.
How did it go? Was it a good shot?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that. Wow, you really do have that never.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Meripede.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Nervillette, and he told.
That's a very.
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was when I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them.
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the entrance to greet?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom are.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview.
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. Miss Charlotte.
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her.
Sir, please don't say things.
But it looks like dear Miss.
No,
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did the boat that brought about him. Still, if I might ask.
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our family.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I.
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another.
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this?
Ah, see.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you. Sure. Come on, Miss Sijuin. Over.
Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at the.
Same old, as you can see.
Other than that flying ship, I got a tad.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind the.
You're too kind, sir.
I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
Oh, actually.
What change can there be? The fortress will keep as to what Miss Furina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folk.
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. All right. Last stop, the docks.